This is Jenny Christensen with Friendly Podcasts, brought to you by the Friends Council on Education. In this podcast, Bill Rabden, Advancement Consultant, and Irene McHenry, Executive Director of the Friends Council on Education, talk about high-level commitment.
So, a great point in a board meeting would be to tell this story and then ask yourselves around the board table, are we more like the board of Wilson College in the 70s, or are we more like the 5 women who went out and made a difference? And really engage in dialogue, maybe in partners, about what's the truth about us, and then put some of those truths on the table and see, well, what can we do to change this if it is the case that we are more like the board who was willing to close the school.
That reminds me, Irene, of I sat on the board of a domestic abuse program some years ago, and we had a really difficult time kind of mobilizing that board. And we finally decided that we would give every one of those board members a sheet of paper and ask them to put down all of the boards they sat on. And then we asked them to rank those in terms of importance for them as individuals. There were, I think at the time, 18 board members. Not a single board member had that project in first place. There were perhaps 6 or 7 that had it in second place, another 7 or so that had it in third place, and the rest had it in fourth place or lower. And it became clear, I think, to all of us that you cannot run any program where no one, and I was treasurer, not even the officers had that project in first place. That guarantees us that we're going to be stewards like the Wilson College 5, and figuring out how we invigorate a board, how we encourage people who have us in fourth place to step aside and let us bring on some people for whom our school is absolute number one in their commitment. Because without that, we will simply never have really vigorous schools that support their head, work for their kids, pay adequately to their faculty. And those are the 3 things that make for superb schools.
Thanks for joining us for Friendly Podcasts, brought to you by the Friends Council on Education, produced by Jenny Christensen at Strategy for Growth.